Hey guys, my name's Tanil from Antipodeans, and I'm here to talk to you today about an international study opportunity that we're offering to Charles Sturt Uni psychology students during the June break 2019, and we're off to Vietnam. So today I'm going to give you a quick overview of Antipodeans and what we do as a company. I'm then going to introduce you to your faculty placements program, and then we'll go through the details of your placement to Vietnam, what's included, what the costs are, and some funding options. So, who are Antipodeans? We often refer to ourselves as Antips because obviously Antipodeans can be a bit of a mouthful. We're educational group travel specialists. We've been operating for over 28 years and we've sent over 10,000 students across our programs abroad. We're an Australian-owned and operated company, and we have head offices all along the coastline from Melbourne, Sydney and right up to Byron Bay, and we're also based in Auckland in New Zealand. So our faculty placements and programs are developed around a unit of study to meet the degree or hour requirements of a specific discipline. So we work in all different disciplines, not just psychology, but we also do paramedicine, physio, OT, nursing, audiology, you name it, and we probably do it. We're really focused on sustainable projects that have long-term benefits for our in-country partners and our communities, while at the same time making sure we meet the learning outcomes for you guys. So essentially, in a nutshell, we're a third-party supplier for the university, meaning that they manage your academic outcomes and will handle the logistics of the trip, things like risk assessments, sourcing the placement, in-country food and transport, and 24-hour support while you're away. So I'm the person to chat to about any of that. But if you've got any questions regarding your academic eligibility for the subject and how this might change your degree pathway, you'll need to talk to your academic supervisor. So guys, now's the time to pause the video and click on the link at the bottom and watch this short video that Antipodeans made in country last year. It's a bit of day-to-day activity on the ground, so you'll get some insight into what it's like overseas on one of our placements. As a company, our ethos is mindfulness, resilience, and leadership. So obviously, while you guys are away, you'll gain a whole heap of clinical discipline-specific skills on your placement. But we're also really focused on these broader outcomes of leadership. So working in a team and leading at different times. And mindfulness is being aware and appreciative of the amazing resources that we have in Australia. And also spending some time away from the constant distraction of the screen. And finally, resilience, which is about your ability to jump back up when you get knocked down. And trust me, you're going to experience things and face situations on your placement that you would never face in Australia. So we're really focused on improving your ability to bounce back from the challenges. Let's have a chat about your program in Vietnam. So it's really great. Essentially, it's an opportunity for you guys to travel globally for 14 days while receiving academic credit for a subject in your course structure. So you need to check your eligibility to enroll in the 2 courses linked to this program, and they're listed on the slide here. So your program has been developed in Vietnam during the June-July break. It's a great time for you guys to get away from the Australian winter and head over to the sunshine in Vietnam. It'll be based in Hue in Vietnam, and it'll go during the Vietnamese summer period. So during your program, you're going to observe and assist at a local NGO called Basic Needs. They deliver mental health services across the Vietnamese health clinics. You'll visit a local Vietnamese university and you'll participate in knowledge exchange with other psychology students. You assist in the development of psychology training materials in collaboration with Basic Needs. You'll create online connections with Vietnamese students and will visit some cultural and historic sites in Hue and Hoi An. So a typical day on placement will be working in a group with Basic Needs on the mental health clinical and head office programs. This is Hue University, where you'll go to do some cross-cultural knowledge exchange with other students. Here's some of our students working in Nepal doing a cross-cultural lesson, teaching them about hand washing, sanitization and sewage systems at one of the hospitals. So cultural visits. This is a really big part of your program, and in Hue there is so many different temples and ruins and really historical sites that we're going to visit. This here is a picture of the Imperial City and the famous red doors where we'll go. This is the royal tombs where we'll visit. This again is the Imperial City where we'll go in a group. So some more details on your program. It is twin share at a local guest house. You'll be supplied with breakfast and lunch, and you'll have dinners free. So this means as a group in the evening, you'll get to go out and choose your own dinner and explore the town a little bit. You'll have 2 days of cultural visits, and then on the weekends, we're going to go down to Hoi An, which is about a 3-hour drive, and we're going to do things like a walking tour, a bicycle tour, some cooking classes, and visit some other ruins. In your free time, there's heaps to do in Vietnam. There's some restaurants, there's clothing tailors, there's shops, and more shops. You can float down the Perfume River, you can go exploring. It's absolutely beautiful. So Vietnam. For anyone that hasn't been, Vietnam is this funny shaped country on the side of Asia. Hanoi is up in the north and Ho Chi Minh is down in the south. So where you guys will base will be about halfway down, right about here, and that's where Hue is on the coastline. So these are some pictures of the streets of Hue. They're really busy and bustling and built up. There's lots of colour and greenery. And there's also food on almost every corner. People selling fresh fruit everywhere you look. When we get down to Hoi An, we'll go out on the weekends and do things like bicycle riding through the rice paddies. And it's absolutely beautiful, and you get some amazing photos while you're out there. Also, Hoi An is very famous for clothing tailors. So if you want to get a suit made or a blazer made, this is the place to do it. You can literally walk in, they'll size you up, and they'll have it ready for you by the end of the day. People fly from all over the world to Hoi An just to get things made for their weddings all the time. So there's heaps and heaps of shopping in Hoi An wherever you look, and anything you want, it's most likely there. It's also really famous for floating lanterns on the Perfume River. So during the day they have markets, and at night time it lights up and tourists come down to the waterfront and they put their lanterns on the river, and it's this really nice spectacle of all these colours floating around on the river. And this is what the river looks like during the day, with all these boats selling different foods and fresh fish. Also, the Po Nang Cham Towers are a cultural site and ruin that you'll be able to visit on the weekend in Hoi An. This one's actually pretty cool because you can go inside it. It's still used for prayer by the Vietnamese today. And of course, Hoi An is on the water, so there is a beach there, and the beach is just as beautiful as these pictures, trust me. So if you need some R&R time and you want to just relax a bit, you can go down and lay on the beach on the weekend. And of course the food in Vietnam. So this is what you'll eat most of the time while you're away. It's really great, it's fresh, and it's like a light rice noodle dish. There's heaps of different flavours, and it's really nice in the warmer months because it's a nice refreshing dish and it's not too hot. Banh mi's, I'm sure everyone has seen one of these and tried one of these before, but trust me, when you're in Vietnam, they are 10 times better than anything you would taste in Australia, and you can buy them for about $2 on every single street corner. So the inclusions of your trip. So you have international flights out of Sydney, accommodation, most meals, weekend activities, your placement handbook and in-country manual, airport greet and transfer, orientation, supervising staff, and of course there's 24-hour backup from Antipodeans in Australia, and also 24-hour support from our in-country partner who'll be on the ground with you guys at all times. So this is what a typical lunchtime scenario looks like. You'll sit as a group while you're on your placement, and you'll eat, and it'll be all traditional foods, and it'll be kind of outdoors like this, so it's nice and breezy. So the cost of the trip. You guys are lucky. So Charles State Uni has received NCP funding for this trip, which means approximately the only cost to pay is $2,200. Now, you guys are all eligible to access the OS Help Loan if you're an Australian citizen, you've done your first year of study, and you've got at least one subject to do when you come back from the trip. So this year, you're eligible to access $7,998. So you simply go online, get the OS Helpline form, fill it out, and write down what trip you're going on and what course it links to, and then submit it to your global office, and then that money will appear into your bank account. And basically it's a loan that goes on top of your HECS debt, and you just pay it off like you'd pay off a HECS debt. Now you don't need to get out that full $7,000. You can just get $2,200 if you like and pay for the trip, or you can get the whole amount, just pay for the trip and keep the remainder for yourself to travel, or maybe put in a savings account. It's completely up to you how much money you take out, but that's the maximum you can take out. Now, the time frames are dependent on the uni, and they can take between 2 to 6 weeks for this money to process. So make sure you apply early. While we were away as well, we have a bit of fun as a group. This was a photo taken in Nepal just in June this year, where we were driving home from a long day at the hospital, and we saw this beautiful view on the side of the road, and we all shouted out to the bus driver to pull over, and we got out and we took a bunch of photos, and it was right off the edge of this amazing cliff, and we could see for miles out in the mountains, and we all took a bunch of photos together, and it was so nice. So who's pumped and what's next? So jump online, have a look at the information brief and the Charleston Uni page related to this trip. If you've got any questions regarding subject eligibility, they go to Tim. If you've got any regarding your study abroad, they go to Siobhan. And any questions about Vietnam, they come to me. So that's my email address there. So you need to fill out and submit your CSU application by the 24th of March. If successful, you'll receive an offer around the 1st of April. Your booking forms and payments all go to Charleston, and then you'll be joining the Antipodeans team. So if you didn't see enough photos today of Vietnam or nice food and travel things, then follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and you'll see a bunch more. Here's my contact details. If you have any questions, you can email me or feel free to call me, and I'll answer anything you have. So thanks, guys, and hopefully we'll see you in Vietnam.